building a childhood toy into a serious business. These familiar landmarks rendered in Lego have all been created by architectural photographer Steve Mays. Meticulously made brick by brick, these sculptures are set to go on display at the Centre for Life early in the new year. But the idea for creating such familiar northeast landmarks started much closer to home.
When I moved up here in 2000, I was really taken with the architecture of the area. The Millennium Bridge was just about to go in, the Baltic was just about to open, the Angel of the North wasn't that old really, a couple of years that I'd been up. And I just find some of the buildings we've got in this region just absolutely stunning. Well, the first one I did was actually my house, and that was kind of a stress release thing in a way. We just had our second girl and I just needed somewhere to get away and do something different sometimes. So and it was actually my wife's idea. She said, why don't you do, I had this idea of just tinkering around with all my old Lego stuff, and she said, why don't you build our house? Kind of a throwaway comment really, but I took that quite seriously and started building my house.
And not content to build just one, Steve has also assembled 3 Lego St James's parks, but it's all for a good cause.
Newcastle United Foundation, which is the charity associated with Newcastle United Football Club, commissioned 3 models of St James's Park, and one will be on display in the ground when it's finished. There's another that's being sold off as a raffle ticket, and the third is being auctioned off right now actually. And the auction is an online auction that's been going for 2 weeks and it ends tomorrow at 5 p.m. It's currently on £3,000, so I'm really hoping we can get somebody who's got a bit of spare cash lying around to really get, because nearly all that money goes straight into the foundation. So it'd be great to see a few more bids on that.
But there's still one challenging landmark that Steve is wanting to wrap his brick building brain around.
A few people have said to me, will the Sage be in this exhibition? And before I started doing the Baltic, my original thought was to do the Sage, and I spent about a day thinking about it before I just decided it's too tricky. It's about as difficult a building you can imagine to do out of Lego. There's obviously a big kind of nostalgia thing for me, I think, just tinkering around with Lego. But I think in this world now where almost everything is done, when we spend so much time looking at a screen and so much time on computers and iPads and phones and that kind of stuff, there's just something about sitting down with something physical. I love doing this, obviously. I feel very privileged to be able to do it as a job now. And I find it really quite therapeutic in a way. It's the only time I really lose myself in something. I realise I haven't checked my phone for an hour or something because I've been working on one of these projects.
And Steve's Lego landmarks will go on display at the Centre for Life from the 14th of January. Mark Patterson for Tyne and Wear News.